The moment I laid eyes on the creature standing before me, my heart leaped into my throat. Its towering figure, cloaked in shades of blue and silver, shimmered under the alien sun of this distant world. The landscape around us was a vivid tapestry of colors I had no names for, a testament to the uncharted beauty of the unknown. I had been part of this scientific exploration team for months, yet nothing could have prepared me for this encounter. "Who are you?" it asked, or at least, that's what I thought it said. The sounds were unlike any language I'd ever heard, a series of melodic tones that somehow carried meaning. I stared, dumbfounded, my mind racing to find a response. I am a human, I finally managed, my voice sounding foreign in this vast, unfamiliar landscape. "From Earth. We come in peace." Its response was a series of gestures, fluid and graceful, accompanied by more of those harmonious sounds. I quickly realized we were at an impasse, our languages as alien to each other as our forms. But there was a connection, an intent to communicate, that transcended the barriers between us. In a bold move, driven by a mix of desperation and curiosity, I mimicked its gestures, pointing first at myself, then towards it. A universal sign, I hoped, of seeking understanding. To my amazement, a spark of recognition flickered in its luminous eyes, and it tentatively mirrored my actions. This was the beginning of an extraordinary dialogue, one not bound by words but by the shared desire to bridge our worlds. We spent hours under the alien sky, exchanging information through drawings in the dirt, simple sounds, and a myriad of gestures. It was a dance of minds, a testament to the universal language of curiosity and the inherent need to connect. I learned that they were called the Thalassians, a species that had mastered the art of harmonics to communicate, their society built on the principles of balance and harmony. And in turn, I shared stories of Earth, of humanity's triumphs and failures, our art, our wars, and our dreams. As the alien sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of twilight, I realized how much we had accomplished. Two beings, so vastly different, had found a way to understand each other, if only a little. The encounter, which began with tension and uncertainty, had transformed into a moment of profound connection. This first meeting was just the beginning. Over the days that followed, our team and the Thalassians worked together, learning from each other. We were guests on their world, and they treated us with a kindness and curiosity that matched our own. The initial misunderstandings that arose from our differences became sources of laughter and learning as we navigated the complexities of our unique cultures. In the Thalassians, I saw a reflection of humanity's best qualities, alongside a glimpse of what we could become. Their society, so advanced and yet so harmoniously integrated with their environment, offered lessons in sustainability and peace that we could only dream of back home. But it wasn't just about what we could learn from them. As we shared our knowledge of technology, medicine, and exploration, I saw the spark of wonder in their eyes. It was a reminder that despite our advancements, humanity still possessed the ability to inspire, to reach out beyond the stars and touch the lives of others. The encounter with the Thalassians reaffirmed my belief in humanity's potential. In the face of the unknown, we had extended a hand of friendship, driven by a curiosity that knew no bounds. It was a small step for a human, perhaps, but a giant leap towards understanding the vast, beautiful tapestry of life that existed beyond our own world. As I stood there, watching the stars come out over an alien sky, I couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in what we had achieved. In that moment, I knew that humanity, with all its flaws and brilliance, had something truly valuable to offer the universe. And in return, the universe had opened up to us, a vast expanse of mystery and wonder, waiting to be explored. The encounter with the Thalassians was just the beginning of our journey among the stars, a testament to the fact that, no matter how different we may seem, the desire to connect, to understand, and to share is a universal trait that unites us all. And in that unity, there lies the potential for greatness, for together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. The days that followed our initial meeting with the Thalassians were filled with a flurry of activity. Each morning, I woke to the alien landscape outside my shelter, a constant reminder of the extraordinary situation we found ourselves in. The challenge of learning the Thalosian language and culture was daunting, yet exhilarating. With every passing day, my team and I, equipped with makeshift translation devices and an ever-growing dictionary of Thalosian harmonics, delved deeper into the heart of their world. One afternoon, as the twin suns of their planet cast long shadows over the ground, I found myself sitting with a group of Thalosians, our translation devices humming softly between us. We were exchanging stories of our respective worlds, the device translating their harmonics into words I could understand. It was a strange, beautiful symphony of technology and empathy, a bridge between our worlds that grew stronger with each word exchanged. As we shared, I began to notice patterns in their speech, the way certain tones were used to express emotions, concepts that didn't have direct translations in any human language. It was fascinating, the depth and complexity of their communication, and I felt a profound respect for their culture. It became clear that to truly understand the Thalosians, we needed to think beyond words, to feel the music of their language. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. During one of our sessions, a distress call interrupted the calm. A Thalosian child had fallen into a crevasse in a remote area, their equivalent of an emergency situation. The Thalosians, despite their advanced technology, were at a loss. Their rescue equipment was not designed for such a narrow, unstable environment. Without hesitation, I offered our help. The human team quickly gathered, pooling our resources and knowledge. We had climbing gear and drones, tools not used by the Thalosians, who relied on different technologies. Using a combination of our equipment and a makeshift pulley system, we devised a plan to reach the child. The operation was tense, the Thalosians watching in silent anticipation as we worked. Using a drone to secure a line, we carefully lowered one of our team into the crevasse, guided by the lights of our technology in the encroaching darkness. The silence that hung over the operation was palpable, broken only by the soft whir of the drone and the distant, melodic tones of the Thalosians' communication. When we finally pulled the child to safety, the relief was immediate and overwhelming. The Thalosians expressed their gratitude in a chorus of harmonics, a sound so profound and moving that it left many of us in tears. It was a moment of pure, unspoken connection, a testament to what could be achieved when we came together, blending our strengths and technologies. From that day forward, our relationship with the Thalosians deepened. They were more than just subjects of study, they were our friends, our partners in this journey of mutual discovery. The rescue had shown them a side of humanity they had not understood before, our willingness to act, to put ourselves at risk for others. It was a human trait that resonated deeply with the Thalosians, who valued harmony and the welfare of the community above all else. As we continued to learn from each other, our communication methods evolved. We began to incorporate elements of Thalosian harmonics into our own speech, finding ways to express concepts that were integral to their culture. The Thalosians, in turn, became more adept at understanding our languages, fascinated by the diversity of human expression. This exchange of knowledge wasn't limited to language and culture. We shared our scientific discoveries, our art, and our philosophies. The Thalosians introduced us to their technologies, their ways of harnessing energy, and their principles of environmental stewardship. It was a period of unprecedented growth and understanding, a true fusion of worlds that went beyond mere cooperation. The experience of working together, of overcoming challenges and sharing in each other's cultures, was transformative. It wasn't just about the knowledge gained or the problems solved, it was about the relationships formed, the realization that despite the vast distances that separated our worlds, we were not so different after all. As I lay in my shelter each night, listening to the alien sounds outside, I couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder. We had come to this world as explorers, seeking knowledge and understanding. But what we found was something far more valuable: a deep, abiding connection with another species, a shared journey into the unknown that would forever change the way we saw the universe. The encounter with the Tholotians had shown us the true potential of humanity, not just as explorers or scientists, but as beings capable of profound empathy and friendship. In the vastness of space, on a distant planet we had found a second home, and in the process we had discovered a new part of ourselves. It was a reminder that in the end, it is our ability to connect, to understand, and to care for others that truly defines us. And in that realization, there was hope for the future, a future where humanity could look beyond the stars, not just as conquerors, but as companions, ready to face the wonders of the cosmos together. Just as we began to feel a sense of belonging on this alien planet, our newfound peace was shattered. I remember the moment clearly. I was sitting with a group of Tholotians, attempting to merge our technologies for better energy efficiency, when the ground beneath us trembled. At first we thought it was a natural phenomenon, perhaps unique to this world, but the Tholotians' expressions quickly told me otherwise. Their harmonious tones turned sharp, a dissonance that mirrored the sudden fear in their eyes. "It's not from our world," one of the Tholotians explained, their device translating their harmonic language into words I could understand. "It's other. From beyond the stars. It has come before." Their words sent a chill down my spine. Before I could ask more, a dark shadow fell over us, as if the suns themselves had been blotted out. We rushed outside, and what I saw in the sky was unlike anything I could have imagined. A massive structure, larger than any city back on Earth, hung in the atmosphere. It was a ship, if you could call it that, its design so alien and complex that it defied understanding. The Tholotians called it the Harbinger, a name that seemed all too appropriate. According to them, it was an ancient force, a devourer of worlds that moved through the galaxy, consuming everything in its path. Its arrival heralded the end, not just for the Tholotians, but for us as well. In the days that followed, the Harbinger unleashed its might upon the planet. Strange, terrifying creatures descended from the ship, neither fully biological nor mechanical, attacking indiscriminately. The Tholotians fought bravely, their advanced technology managing to hold the invaders at bay, but it was clear that it was only a matter of time before they were overwhelmed. It wasn't just the physical attacks that terrorized us. The Harbinger seemed to emit a field that interfered with both our technology and the Tholotians' harmonics. Communication was disrupted, and our ability to coordinate was severely hampered. It was as if the Harbinger was systematically dismantling our defenses, isolating us in preparation for the final blow. As the situation grew increasingly dire, a meeting was convened between the human team and the Tholotian leaders. The atmosphere was tense, the weight of impending doom hanging over us all. We shared what knowledge we had, our scientific teams working alongside Tholotian scholars in a desperate attempt to find a weakness in the Harbinger's armor. It was during these dark times that our bond with the Tholotians grew even stronger. Faced with a common enemy, all previous misunderstandings and differences fell away. We were united, not just by our desire to survive, but by our shared commitment to defending our home, for this planet had become as much ours as it was theirs. One night, as I gazed up at the Harbinger, its ominous form blocking out the stars, a radical idea took shape. The Tholotians had mentioned that the Harbinger had visited their world before, centuries ago, but had mysteriously departed without consuming the planet. There had to be a reason, a clue to its vulnerability that we had yet to uncover. I brought my theory to the team, and together with the Tholotians, we began to dig through ancient records, searching for any mention of the Harbinger's last visit. The task was monumental, but desperation lent us speed. Finally, buried in the annals of Tholotian history, we found a reference to a harmonic frequency, a sound that had been broadcast by the planet itself, a natural phenomenon that occurred only once in a millennium. The frequency had caused the Harbinger's minions to fall into disarray, and seemingly confused or perhaps harmed by the sound, the Harbinger had withdrawn. It was a slim hope, but it was all we had. Together we set out to replicate the frequency, combining Thelosian harmonic technology with human ingenuity to create a device capable of broadcasting the sound on a scale large enough to affect the harbinger. As the device was constructed, a sense of cautious optimism began to spread among us. The Thelosians' knowledge of harmonics, combined with our technical expertise, had resulted in something truly extraordinary. We knew that the plan was a long shot, that the odds were against us, but there was a determination in the air, a refusal to go quietly into the night. The day of reckoning arrived, the device completed just as the harbinger began its final assault. Together, humans and Thelosians stood side by side, activating the device. The sound that filled the air was unlike anything I had ever heard, a deep, resonating tone that seemed to vibrate through the very fabric of the universe. As the frequency reached the harbinger, the effect was immediate. The invaders halted, their movements erratic, as if in pain. And then, as we watched in disbelief, the harbinger began to withdraw, its creatures retreating back into the depths of the ship. The battle was far from over, but in that moment we had achieved the impossible. Faced with annihilation, humans and Thelosians had come together to challenge the darkness, our unity and ingenuity lighting a beacon of hope in the face of the abyss. It was a victory, not just for our combined species, but for the idea that together there is no challenge too great, no enemy too powerful. As the harbinger disappeared into the void of space, we knew that the future was uncertain. But one thing was clear: whatever challenges lay ahead, we would face them together, as allies, as friends. For in the darkest of times, we had found our greatest strength each other. The air was charged with a tension that could be cut with a knife as we, a coalition of humans and Thelosians, stood at the brink of extinction. The space anomaly, a swirling vortex of destruction, was hours from unleashing its fury upon our world. In the command center, a hub of activity buzzed with the energy of last-minute preparations, the weight of our impending doom hanging heavily over us. "I believe we have a solution," I said, breaking the silence that had settled over the room. My voice, though steady, belied the whirlwind of emotions within me. The Thelosians turned their shimmering eyes towards me, their expressions a mix of hope and skepticism. "We've analyzed the anomaly's energy patterns," I continued, "and we think we can destabilize it using a harmonic resonance device. It's a long shot, but it's the best chance we have." The room erupted into a flurry of discussion, with voices overlapping in a cacophony of human and Thelosian languages. The idea was bold, bordering on the insane. Our plan hinged on the creation of a device that could emit a frequency powerful enough to disrupt the anomaly's core, effectively neutralizing the threat. It was a testament to human ingenuity, a daring leap into the unknown, driven by the necessity of survival. Working side by side, humans and Thelosians brought the plan to life. Our differences, once a source of misunderstanding, now became our greatest strength. The Thelosians' mastery of harmonic technology combined with human creativity and determination forged a new path forward. We worked tirelessly, knowing that failure meant the end of everything we held dear. As the device neared completion, I couldn't help but marvel at the unity we had achieved. The command center, once a place of quiet desperation, now buzzed with a determined energy. Our shared resolve had created something powerful, something that transcended the boundaries of species and worlds. The moment of truth arrived with the rising of the twin suns. The device, a towering construct of technology and hope, stood ready. Around us, the landscape was eerily silent, as if nature itself was holding its breath. I initiated the sequence, and the device sprang to life, its hum filling the air, a sound both alien and familiar. As the frequency built, the anomaly began to react. Swirling faster, it seemed to rage against the intrusion, a cosmic beast fighting for dominance. The tension was palpable, every eye fixed on the sky, every heart beating in unison. Then, suddenly, a burst of light, so bright it blinded us. For a moment, time stood still, the outcome hanging in the balance. When the light faded, we looked up in disbelief. The anomaly, once a harbinger of doom, had vanished, leaving behind only the tranquil beauty of the cosmos. Cheers erupted, a sound that echoed across the planet, a chorus of relief and triumph. We had done it. Against all odds, our plan had succeeded. The feeling of victory was overwhelming, a rush of emotion that brought tears to my eyes. We had faced the abyss and emerged victorious, not as humans or Thalassians, but as a united force, a testament to the power of collaboration and ingenuity. In the aftermath, as we stood looking up at the stars, I realized that this moment was more than just a victory over a cosmic threat. It was a turning point, a new chapter in the story of our two species. We had learned to look beyond our differences, to find strength in our diversity. The challenge we had overcome together had forged bonds that would last a lifetime, a beacon of hope for the future. The anomaly's threat had brought us to the edge of despair, but in facing it together, we had discovered something remarkable: the limitless potential of unity and the enduring spirit of humanity. As we celebrated our survival, I knew that this was just the beginning. Together we would face whatever the universe had in store for us, ready to overcome any challenge, united in our diversity and strengthened by our shared experiences. This was our ingenious stand, a moment in history that would be remembered not for the threat we faced, but for the courage and ingenuity we showed in overcoming it. Humanity, alongside the Thalassians, had proven that even in the darkest of times, hope could shine through, that together there was nothing we couldn't achieve. The air was alive with a symphony of human laughter and Thalassian harmonics, blending into a melody of triumph and relief. Around me, the faces of my team and our Thalassian counterparts were alight with joy, the bonds of camaraderie that had been forged in the crucible of conflict now shining brighter than the twin suns overhead. "We did it," I said, my voice thick with emotion, as I turned to a Thalassian who had become more than an ally, they had become a friend. Their luminous eyes met mine, a silent understanding passing between us. "Yes," together they replied, their harmonics vibrating with warmth and gratitude. The celebrations that followed were unlike any I had ever experienced. Humans and Thalassians, side by side, shared stories, food, and laughter. The Thalassians introduced us to their traditional dances, a graceful flow of movement that was mesmerizing to watch. In turn, we taught them some human games and songs, filling the air with the sound of music and merriment. As the festivities continued, I couldn't help but reflect on how far we had come. The Thalassians, once mysterious and distant, were now our friends, our equals. The misconceptions and fears that had once divided us had dissolved, replaced by a mutual respect and admiration. It was a profound transformation, a testament to the power of unity and understanding. The victory celebration was more than just a party, it was a symbol of our shared future. We had come together as strangers from different worlds, but we were leaving as comrades, united by a common experience that had changed us all. The challenges we had faced together had not only brought us victory over a cosmic threat, but had also opened our eyes to the possibilities of what we could achieve when we worked as one. As the night wore on, the Thalassian leaders stood to address the gathering. Their voice, resonant and full of emotion, spoke of the journey we had undertaken together. They talked about the lessons learned, the barriers broken, and the bright future that lay ahead. It was a speech that moved many to tears, a powerful reminder of the significance of what we had accomplished. "In the face of adversity, you showed us the strength of the human spirit," they said, their gaze sweeping over the crowd. "Your creativity, your resilience, and your compassion have inspired us. Together, we have overcome the impossible, and in doing so, we have forged a bond that will endure through the ages." Their words echoed in my heart, a beacon of hope for the future. As the celebration wound down, and the first light of dawn began to touch the sky, I knew that this was just the beginning. The victory over the anomaly had opened a new chapter in human-Thalassian relations, one filled with promise and possibility. Standing there, amidst the remnants of the celebration, I felt a deep sense of pride and optimism. We had shown the universe what was possible when humans and Tholotians stood together. And as the suns rose on a new day, I looked forward to the adventures that awaited us, confident that together, there was nothing we couldn't face. The air was thick with jubilation, a symphony of human laughter and Tholotian harmonics blending into a melody of triumph. "We did it," I exclaimed, my voice one among many, a drop in the ocean of our collective celebration. Around me, humans and Tholotians embraced, the barriers of language and species washed away by the tides of our shared success. The Tholotian who had stood by my side throughout this ordeal, their eyes shimmering with unspoken emotions, reached out in a gesture of camaraderie. Together they said, the human word awkward on their tongue, yet imbued with profound meaning. This victory was more than just a survival, it was a testament to the power of unity, a demonstration of how misconceptions can shatter under the weight of common goals. The Tholotians, once mysterious and distant, were now allies, friends. The events that unfolded had irrevocably changed our perceptions, binding our species in a bond forged by adversity and sealed with mutual respect. As the celebrations continued into the night, illuminated by the dual moons overhead, I found a moment of quiet to reflect on our journey. This experience had taught me the invaluable lesson of underestimating neither ourselves nor others. We humans had come into this with our own doubts and fears, but we emerged stronger, wiser. The Tholotians, with their harmonious view of life, had shown us the power of balance and the strength that lies in diversity. Looking up at the stars, I pondered the future. What other misconceptions lay beyond, waiting to be challenged? The universe was vast, filled with mysteries and opportunities for growth. This encounter, this victory, was just the beginning. With our newfound allies by our side, the cosmos was not a place to fear but a canvas of possibilities. The dawn of a new era was upon us, an era of exploration and unity, of learning from each other and facing the unknown together. As the first light of morning crept across the sky, I smiled, filled with hope. The journey ahead was uncertain, filled with challenges yet to be faced and worlds yet to be discovered. But one thing was clear: together, there was no limit to what we could achieve. The stars above, once distant and cold, now seemed to beckon, inviting us to embark on new adventures, to explore the boundless depths of space and the infinite potential within ourselves. This was not an end, but a new beginning, a chance to build upon the lessons learned and to forge a future where humanity and Tholotians, and perhaps other species we had yet to meet, could thrive together. In the vast, uncharted expanses of the universe, our story was just one of many, a flicker of light in the darkness, a reminder of what can be accomplished when we dare to imagine, to hope, and to stand united.